For week 50 of the Oh My Horror Challenge, the theme is horror comedy, and today I'm checking out ZombieCon Vol1 from 2024. The film is directed by Kyle Valley, written by Kyle Valley, Aaron Anya, and Manny Luke, and stars Aaron Anya, Manny Luke, and Punky Johnson. It's currently streaming on most streamers. You can rent it, and it's also on Screamify. Before we get into this breakdown, I want to address something important. This film was sent to me by producer, writer, and star Aaron Anya, and she asked me to review it. And I want to be very clear here. I respect the hell out of filmmakers who do that. Sending your work to someone knowing it's going to be scrutinized tells me you believe in your film. With that said, my approach will never change. As much as I want more films sent my way, I will always give an honest opinion, what worked, what didn't, and where things could have been stronger. All of that is part of the deal. I will never hype up a movie just to hype it up. So let's get into this one. The premise here is strong. A group of cosplaying friends inadvertently cause a zombie outbreak and must work their way across Los Angeles to rescue loved ones. That idea alone is a great hook for a horror comedy, and it immediately sets the tone. What really works is how the film leans into the classic be careful what you wish for concept. These characters live and breathe cosplay culture, so watching that fantasy collide with reality is smart and thematically solid. There's a clear understanding of fandom here. It never feels like this movie is making fun of convention culture, which I appreciated. From a conceptual standpoint, this is easily the film's strongest category. This is the biggest struggle the film has. I wanted this to feel like a citywide survival crawl, friends navigating LA as everything slowly starts to fall apart, but that momentum never fully arrives. I wanted a zombie-filled version of The Warriors, but we spend a lot of time in long dialogue-heavy scenes, and it takes nearly 40 minutes before the first zombie appears, and then another 25 minutes before the story even shifts into the outbreak mode. Even once the zombie has arrived, the urgency still feels muted. There's a stronger, leaner version of this movie buried under this runtime, and tightening the structure would have elevated the entire experience. Less filler, more forward motion. This is a mixed bag, but not without highlights. Claire is genuinely great, giving Kristen Bell vibes, and Punky Johnson does solid work. Honestly, I would have loved to see her character pushed a little further, something more like Vasquez from Aliens. She gave me the strong, confident energy, and I could have leaned even harder into that role. Javier ends up being the heart of the group, and that helps ground the ensemble. Manny Luke, unfortunately, was the weakest performance for me. That stands out more because of all the surrounding characters are strong and interesting, but it's not a deal breaker by any means, but it is noticeable. This film has an old school friends making a movie feel that I loved. There's a scrappy charm here that works for a horror comedy, especially one rooted in fandom culture. That said, everything feels a little bit small. You've got LA as your playground, and I understand budget constraints. I just wanted this film to make me feel more of that scale. The world never quite opens up the way the premise suggests it could. This just didn't work for me. I wasn't a fan of the lighting and the super tight close-ups. They became distracting. Between the cramped framing, the lighting choices, and some shaky cam moments, the more exciting parts of the film often couldn't breathe visually. There are moments that should pop, but instead feel visually constrained. This is also an area where this film really excels. The zombies look great. The makeup and the costumes are spot on, and everything feels thoughtfully done. There's enough blood splattered to keep gorehounds happy without tipping into excess. This is clearly a department where care and attention was given, and it shows on screen. I actually dug the tone of the music, but the sound mix itself was rough. Dialogue levels fluctuate, voices are sometimes too quiet, and different characters can sound like they're at completely different volumes within the same scene. It's distracting and pulls you out of the moments that should land harder emotionally or comedically. This is another strong category. The cause of the outbreak, how the zombies behave, and how they're dealt with all feel fresh. It's not just a reskin of familiar zombie rules. This film earns credit here for trying something different and committing to its own logic. I like this movie. I just didn't love it. There's a version of this film where these ideas that he absolutely hit harder. What's here feels like it comes up just a bit shy of its full potential. The emotional beats don't quite stick the landing, even when the setup is there. This isn't going to be my top recommendation if you're looking for a zombie flick, but I am curious to see where this thing goes next. I'll absolutely check out Volume 2 because the foundation is there. My score is 6 out of 10, middle of the morgue, some good, some bad, and a lot of unrealized potential. It was still fun though. Right or wrong, weak or strong, these are my opinions.